I am in the studio, random, and Arttober is about to kick off, so I want to get prepared for it. So I thought I would do it with you. I thought that would be fun. So I'm going to flip the camera around like that. And I've got bits and pieces here. Bits and pieces. And also I've got to tell you about the mystery bundle that we've got happening at the moment with layer cake. It's amazing. I've got workshops coming up at the JDHQ. Our last one's for the year. That's going to be super fun. And like I said, Arttober is about to kick off too. Can you believe we're in October? So we've got a bit of a spooky season. List of prompts. I've popped these up in our Facebook group. I've got them on my blog. I forgot to link them underneath this video, but if you just do Jane Davenport anything, they should pop up. And you're very welcome to join in them however you like. I cannot wait to draw the Sasquatch. Octopus. There's all sorts of, and also for art too. They're fun. It's all fun. Now, what I thought I would create in or on for Arttober is I want to keep it simple for myself and small because I've got a lot of other stuff that I'm doing, and I thought I'm going to do this. I'm going to do it in just one little book. So what I've done, well, this is my plan. This is one of the paper packs, these beautiful envelopes, and each one of these contains paper from our journals. So I've used Back to the Fuchsia, which is a watercolour paper. This is one that I've cut up. And when the page is brand new, this is so you can make an A4 journal with different papers in it. It folds out to A3 size. And then what I've done, because it's already folded in half, I folded it this way as well. I'll show you in a second. And then in and in what's called, well, I've always heard it called a Japanese fold, but other people that I've spoken to don't just, I don't know, call it a pamphlet. But these are the different, how cute are the paper packs, seriously? Fuck yum. So it comes already folded, so you can stitch it into a journal. But this is a way of making a journal without any stitching at all. And then we fold it this way. And then we fold it, well, actually I folded it this way and this way. So that it's all folded up. And then fold it back in half again, boom, and cut it from the folded edge to the first folded edge. So you've got a slit in the middle. Don't try and cut when it's flat like this. Fold it over, boop, just one little snippety poo there. And then we pull him out like this and we make a little eye, and now we've got a little book. Now this, because this is fairly thick paper, it's watercolour paper, it's not going to, you kind of have to squish it together. It's always going to have a little bit of this discrepancy at the side. But what you can do is jimmy it and jig it around until you get the least, and decide where you want the front to be. Because there's no reason I have to have it that way around. Okay, well there we go. I'm going to have it that way around. And then I've got little pockets at the top. I can put little things in there if I so desire. Just creative, whatever you want. But now I've got a little book. Fun, right? Now let me have a little look at the comments. Say hello in the chat. Hello, darlings. Oh yeah, this is such a great paper. Thoroughly agree. Just refresh. And I've got this printed out on a little sticker. So I could actually put him on the front, or maybe I'll do art on the front and I'll have it like a little title page. But I could pop that on there. That will take up a whole page though. Or I could have it in the pocket. You know, just popping out to say hello. Boop. I might do that for now. That's kind of fun. Boop. Interactive. So that's very cute. Okay, now, what do I feel like doing today? Layer cake, that's what I want to use. So I just also grabbed this journal because I've got a little bit of all sorts of things happening in here. A lot of layer cake happening, joyful gesso, and then I've been just working on pages. Oh, I've got room. Oh, that's a glow in the dark. This is from Halloween a few years ago, where we had different hairstyles for the whole month of October. And that was either Elvira and her family or the Adams family. Just chilling. And cousins. But I think that's the only creepy one we've got in here, official. That's Helen the Fairy, Sensible Fairy. A few little Red Riding Hoods, as happens. Oh, I like looking at old journals. Well, that's a current journal, actually. It's not an old one. Okay, now, the other thing I wanted to tell you about was, what is layer cake paint? So, layer cake paint is a paint that, what I love is watercolour, you know that. And I love gouache, but the whole rigmarole of the tubes and setting up the palette, it can be very therapeutic and feel nice to do all of that. But sometimes I just want to get into painting. So I wanted to create a gouache that was in pans, but still behaved like watercolour, but also gouache. So I created this layer cake paint. And now we've got all of these different pans of it, plus a little travel set like so, and all of the special editions of the love letters. Just treat all of these as limited editions, okay? Because I'm always coming up with new ones, and then the old ones are gone. So we've got, this is the original, the big pans. And what makes these cool is, like layer cake, like watercolour, these pans come out. You can move them and set them up however you want. When they're empty, you could put watercolour back in there. Yeah, and then these are different editions. So this is Lollies. This is the Neon and Pastels edition of layer cake. So you've got neons here and pastels up the top, plus your black and white. And the colours are all named after sweeties. Sweeties. This is the original rainbow cake with all of its beautiful rainbow colours. And this is the other original, is the ice cream palette, the ice cream layer cake. Yummy. And which one came next? I think Lustrous Eclairs came next. These are all metallics. There's two different formulas. This is a pearlescent, these ones, and these are a more of an iridescent colour. That and that are two of my favourite colours ever. And they're named after shiny things. Lustrous, illustrious, lustrousness. This is another specialty palette. This is icing on the layer cake. So these are like toppers, like you would have on, you know, a cake. And we've got pearlescent colours and chameleon colours, where the pigments change depending on where you're looking at them from. So they look quite different in there, like quite plain, but in use, amazing. So I'm just thinking how I'm going to set myself up. I'm just talking, right? And this is this is Sushi Roll. Maybe my most used favourite palette, I think. And this is Food Truck. So they all have funny names, and they've all got lots of loveliness happening. You can open them up and use them. Use this as a lovely big mixing tray for colour. And I've got other videos where I've pulled them all out and arranged them in rainbow formation. Because my brain remembers exactly where all the colours are because I created them, I tend to leave them in their sets. But the option is there for you to use them however you want to. So I'm going to, I've just got all of my palettes here. Oh, I haven't got their stickers on. I've got a set of stickers in the store so that you can actually label them so that when they're stacked you can see from the side, from the front, from the everywhere, whatever it is you need. So I've just got all my palettes there. Now in the mystery bundle you get 3 of them, 3 of these large palettes, cheaper than the price of 2 even. So it's beyond a 2 for 1. The palettes that we have very, very few of, the chances of you'll get 3 different ones in every mystery pack. But if you order 2 mystery packs, what we will try and do, if you ordered them together, we'll try and make sure that you've got different ones. But we can't guarantee it because we are busy and, you know, and everything is going back out to America again. Oh my gosh, thank goodness. Thank goodness. Now what I can do, rather than just paint on each page, I could open it up and have a nice flat surface. Oh, I can't remember which is the front cover now, it doesn't matter. And I can create on it like this. I quite like that idea. And I went to the Hoodoo Gurus on Saturday night and I had such a good time. It was so good. I think I've seen them at least 10 times in my life. They're so good. And it was for a wildlife charity. And guess what? I put a bid in on Leo Sayer's guitar and guess what? I won it. I don't play the guitar, by the way, but I might learn. It's quite a nice guitar. I met Leo Sayer once, had dinner with him once with a friend in London. And then we all went out and had drinks. My mum came along. I was like, come and meet Leo Sayer. My dad adored Leo Sayer's music, so we always had Leo Sayer playing because it's upbeat and fun. It's upbeat and fun. Hands up if you know I can dance, you know I can dance. Oh, he's cool. Such a nice man. Okay, now I'm just going to zoom in a little bit. Oh, that seems a bit crooked. Is that crooked? Okay. And layer cake, as you can see, I'm putting it on quite watery. I am all over the place today, in case you haven't noticed. I'm just... should be doing my Botticelli-esque live, and I'm not. I'm doing this. Apologies. I will address that. Oh, I've got no paper towel. What is going on? Oh, okay, I'll use this instead. So I'm just, when it's very, very watery, it's like a watercolour, just really, really vivid, intense watercolour. But the beauty of layer cake is, and why it's called layer cake, is because when you activate it, moisturize it, massage it, it becomes more opaque. So you get a different effect. Now I'm just going to dribble it everywhere. Now, do I really want everything going all over my Venus here? Not really. I'm just going to lift this up. I'll just have a check on the comments, see how you're all going. I've been down to the beach already today. Oh, that's better. We'll use this as the background. Okay, I've managed to make it more crooked. Why is this so crooked? Oh, I'll do it like that. Oh, then it's crooked for me. I think I could go crazy looking at that. Oh, just don't worry about it, Jane. Just ignore it. Okay. I'm just having a conversation with my brain. So I'm just going to pop out. Oh, I love these colours together. So this is Sushi Roll. So this is, I use this for portraits a lot. So I take this palette with me to life drawing. But what I'm thinking of, I might take that one out and put plain white in there. Yes, so USA shipping has recommenced and looks like everything's going through just fine. For us so far, there's no difference. Eventually we'll have to address the extra tariff charge, but we're not doing it quite yet. Because the way that the things work, I have to put the prices up for everyone, and that's not fair. So, although everyone else already got their tax. So anyway, it's just technicalities, but at the moment, it's a good time to stock up on, especially layer cake, because we've got a nice little special there. And don't forget, we do still have free shipping. We did have to put the minimum up a little bit, but we do still have free shipping when you order a lot of stuff. But the tariffs are paid before they go. So they're calculated and this is just for the USA. And the system for us to be able to do that for Europe, to do the tariffs beforehand, we might be able to use the same system. We're just looking into that. Yes, sometimes it ends up more expensive with that sort of thing, but we're just, look at these colours. Oh my gosh. So I'm getting it nice and watery. I'm using food truck. And there's our last food trucks will be like the golden ticket in the sets that we're sending out. It's all luck of the draw as to what you get. They're all fantastic, so it doesn't really matter. It's just a bit of a chance to get a little bargain, and I get to make some room for new things that are coming a little later. Oh, if you could grab some of that paper too, that would be good. Journals. I need to make room. I need to make, oh, excuse me, these colours are very nice. I might go with a warmer yellow. Just flop a little bit. So remembering each one of these will be a little square, a little starter. So it's a nice way to kick off a bit of a background. And you can see how vibrant the pigments are, how vibrant the colour is. It's just such a cool thing. So those of you that have got layer cake, you already know. Yeah, I'm preaching to the converted. Oh, Hurricane Kitty. That's such a funny name. Hurricane Kitty. Should I call you Hurricane or Kitty or HK? I love the layer cake, she says. I have all three large palettes in the video. The round ones, the two little, the little travel palettes. The little secret ingredients. She's one of my faves. Oh, let's do a neon pink. Oh, she's got the wearable watch palette in the art time. Oh, you've got the goods, lady. You've got the goods. A little bit of neon. Oh, I'm sorry. It just makes the day better. It makes the day better. And so this is the lollies, and of course you can just get individual palettes. You don't have to get the mystery bundle. It's just a bit of fun. And my favourite fashion label had a mystery pack of hoodies, and I didn't really need another hoodie, but it was fun just waiting to see which one I got, and I loved what I got because I loved all of the designs. You know, I think they do cool things. So yeah, I thought, oh, that's a good idea. Let's do that. What can we do that with? Let's do layer cake. Oh, so if you've ever been on the fence this is a great time to get yourself a little bargain. If you love layer cake, this is, again, a great way to get yourself a little treat. Neon red. I love it so much. Okay, let's get into these blues here. So I just, if you do this to the top and mix them up, that does nothing to the pan underneath, as long as you don't put these away too wet, because if you've got, it's like watercolour, same thing, if you leave just tons of water in there, the water, some of it will evaporate, but some of it's going to sink into the actual water media. It's not going to ruin it or do anything like that, but it's not good for the longevity of the paint. You really want to not do that. Oh, look, and I've got this very, very activated. And because I've got the bit of the pastel in there as well, it's very opaque. And I'm getting nice little patonzas. Oh, these are all getting a bit muddy, if you could call colours like that getting muddy, because the paper is absorbing. So we just wait. It's gotten nice and wet now. What colour? I'm trying not to think of them as squares. I'm just trying to think of this as a big, juicy, juicing off. Now, if I activate it a bit more to become more opaque, more like gouache, and you get this lovely layering. And because it is water media, if I put water, when it's all watery and wet, of course the colours will blend a little bit. Nowhere near as much as just straight up watercolour, and it layers. Gouache doesn't really like to be touched once it's down. It doesn't really like it. But it has that nice opacity to it. So layer cake is in that family of water media, but it's its own little thing. But we could classify it as a watercolour because of the main ingredient is gum arabic, which is what makes watercolour watercolour. Like acrylic, everything's just pigment. So with a paint pen, what makes it a paint pen is the acrylic medium, the acrylic ink that's going to carry it through. Oh, gosh, I love those things. A coloured pencil, same pigment, it's just got different clays and waxes. That's how it sticks to the paper. It's just what are we using to make it stick to the paper. Pastel, you put it on, you've got to put a fixative on to make it stick to the paper, something after the fact. Or use a roughened paper to help it stay there until you fix it. Ooh, so this is just a very good cathartic way of living. Now I can do special little tricks, like if I rub my brush between the two, I'm going to be loading my colours up and I've got a split thing happening, boom, boom. So I'm going to have two colours on there. And then there are some pans that have got multiple colours. So I did this so you can do the sky and the grasses, landscape. Also, I just wanted to squeeze in as many colours as I could. Oh yeah, let's get a bit of orange happening on here. Ugh, neon, yum. So the neon colours, just because of the way neon works, don't have as much opacity on their own. So that's why I've got them with their little pastel friend, so that they can, you can give them a bit more guts if you need to by combining them, or you just can use the pastel as it's on its own. But we've got complementary colours in here. These are going to be very intense backgrounds. Yes, yes they are. Let's just go mad. So that's all nice and juicy. I like it. And then when I mix the two together, which doesn't hurt them, I can just clean that off later. I've got quite a bit of water in there because I want to do a few little splatter tat tats, why not? Now, if it's very wet underneath, the little splats are going to, see how these ones have sunken in a little bit because the paper underneath is wet. If I really want them to stay like little dots like that, I just have to wait for the underneath to be a bit drier. What's happening there? I don't know, but I love it. So this is sort of creating a randomish background. And I think I'm setting myself the challenge here of I want to cover up everything. So if you're having a bad day, just get stuck into your colours. I'm not having a bad day. I've been to the beach, I've been to the Hoodoo Gurus, I've got the SAS guitar. Just knowing that I could learn. And I've been strumming it, and I think I could have been quite proficient had I ever learned. That is a joke and a line from one of my favourite books and films. Okay, so Jenny says, these are always fascinating to me. Did you invent layer cake? I've never seen anything like them on the market. Very clever. Yeah, paint pens and layer cake. Ooh, ooh, ooh. So because it's water, it's just a water media. So it's just with playing around. And then I've used I've found this sort of packaging. So it was like a giant watercolour, and I just think they're really cool. And I play around with things and I just want people, my mission in life is purely and simply to get people to do more art. And however I can make that happen. So I love to create art supplies that do what you think they're going to do. Layer cake are one of those things. Watercolour isn't. Watercolour, and it has a learning curve. And people think, oh, it's a bit scary. And acrylic, same thing. Oil paint, definitely. Pastels, definitely. Some things, there's a learning curve. It's worth learning. I'm not saying don't use them. But what I love to create is things that you use and you just enjoy straight away. They do kind of what you think they're going to do, so that you end up with art that you love and you think, wow, I can do this. Maybe I could be an artist. Maybe I could be an artist. I should be doing more art. And that's the correct response. Because the worst is something that if you try it and you think it's you like charcoal, it's just a mess. It's a mess. I see people struggling away. It's their first life drawing class they've come to, and of course they're using charcoal because it's cheap and it's what you use. Because it's cheap, that's the reason people use it. People think that, oh, that's what you're meant to use. No. It's not what you're meant to use. You can use whatever you like to create with. Let's get this one activated. So I'm using the arabesque set. Sorry, the pirouette set. The arabesque is actually for acrylic because the bristles are a bit stiffer. Oh, there's zoomies going on underneath me. Good one, Poppy. So this has got slightly stiffer bristles. So if I go like this, I can load up the brush like so, and then I can add, and I get this nice little ombre. It's very nice on cheeks if you're going to paint a little person. But we get this nice little ombre effect. And another fabulous brush to use with them is the Skinny Mini. Let's go in with these colours. So these I created for this. Oh, it's brand new. Oh, lovely. Oh, my water's filthy. So just make sure as you're loading your little brush up, you don't swap it around, twirl it around. It's a little bit harder to do with the Skinny Mini. but it's just something to be aware of, because you will negate the effect we've just created. I'm going to start off the page and come over. So it's picked up a little bit of something there, and that will just serpent its way through. But you can see the fun you can have, right? And then if you're with these little guys, you can do the same thing by coming between two of the little panoramas as well. Now let's get more pink in there. Oh, let's use this different. Now, if you've noticed, all of my pans that I'm using are brand new, and the layer cakes do come with a brush as just a little gift. And there's different brushes in different sets. And it's just a sweet little cheap brush. For what they are, they're fabulous, but do not leave them in water. Any wooden handled brush, don't leave in water overnight and things, because what happens is the water swells the wood, and that's why you end up with cracks and then it gets wobbly. So if you've got any brushes that have gone wobbly, it's because you were naughty and you left your brush in the water. And the brush had no choice. It hung on to its little hairs for as long as it could. I think I need more neon. How beautiful are these pinks? I think we need more neons. Hey Penny, hey Zandra. I'm going okay. I've been doing a lot of art, I must say. I must say. But I'm really doing, I'm very, very happy, because I went to the Hoodoo Gurus. If you've never heard of them, they're an Australian band, quintessential, and they're just, the music's kind of happy. The music's kind of happy, and everyone was having such, and you know who else was playing? Tony Childs. Do you remember her? Don't walk away. And she lives locally. She was married to Paul Simon, I do believe. So she's like rock and roll royalty. She had some huge hits back in the day. And she got up and sang, no band. She had done all of her backing vocals. Her voice is unbelievable. She hardly needed the microphone. And she just danced around in a poncho, raising money for wildlife. We had Iggy Pop, did a little Zoom. He couldn't come along, but he's a big supporter of the wildlife hospital. And, you know, it helps save the koalas and whatever little injured snakes, whatever little injured creatures are around. And it's really cool. Yeah, so he did a little Zoom with his pet cockatoo. And it was just a good night. I was there with my friends. We were dancing. Leo Sayer's guitar. I was threatening to get up on stage and play with the band. Luckily, that didn't happen. But the magic of Leo Sayer could have just come through the guitar, could have channeled it somehow. He's still alive, so I don't know if you can channel living people, but it was fun. That's all I could tell you. I wish Leo Sayer was playing. Apparently he's an Australian now. He lives in Australia. And there's a song of his that I listen to almost every time I get in my car. I've got Stray Kids, a bit of XG. I've got my K-pop going, a bit of ATs, and a bit of Leo Sayer. But I can't remember the name of the song, even though I play it every day and belt it out. It's sort of like part of my ritual as I go down to life drawing. So I've got a lot of water in here, so it's gone more watercolour-y. But again, if I activate it, just massage, 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 we get this very, very opaque, look how opaque. And like all of my art supplies, they have to be skin safe because my skin is very, very reactive to things, and I get paint everywhere. So I don't want you to eat it, and you're not meant to be painting yourself with it. But if it happens, you don't have to worry. High pigment. What did I put on my Insta bio? High dopamine pigment. That's my. We want dopamine's the happiness. Is it a hormone? Thing. Happiness. It's not a drug. What is it? A hormone. Yes. How good is that? So that will sink in a little bit. This has already started to dry. So every time I do some more dots, they'll be more distinct. So all I've done is load up my brush, got plenty of water in there, and I'm just letting, the waterier it is, the less distinct the little diddly dots will be. But if we want them to stay, like these ones have stayed very distinct because this is quite dry and the orange has really just stayed up there. These are disintegrating because I've had the paper quite wet. Am I doing too many dots? I don't know. Anyway, we will let her dry, but what if, oh no, that's got a bit of white there. We don't want that. We want to cover the whole thing, right? That's a bit boring, that one. Might just get a bit of yellow in here. That is a bit boring. But, you know, for a back, it's just a background. I mean, these are pretty jazzy backgrounds. It'll actually look pretty cute when it's all folded up. Ooh, yes. And I can always add more to it. Paint pens are the ideal. So I shall pop that to the side. Oh, I love it. And I've got the girl here. My mum found a whole bunch of them. Jessica says, I love like cakes. Yes, beautiful art supplies we love. So I've got in here, this is an older book, a vintage girl journal. And, oh, I've got to pop, oh, I've really got a bit of a issue here. Just let me see if I can just, where is the mouse? Over there. Here we go. Sorry, I'm just, oh, actually, I think I can correct, oh, yes, I can. Oh, wow, there we go. And then I might zoom out a bit. There we go. Look at me. Not exactly professional, but, you know, trying. Where is the mouse? Okay. Yvonne, yes, I wasn't up to doing I will send out an email to say sorry about that. This is what we're doing. I just need to do colour. My brain isn't quite up to, you know, doing feedback on everyone's artwork. I just wake up, my eyes aren't awake. And I'm trying not to be stressed out. And I've been a bit stressed out. But nothing major. I mean, who isn't? But, oh, that's cute. What's this little thing? Oh, this is a scented pen that I got at Kmart. What flavour? Orange creamsicle. Okay, so I've got Joyful Gesso is usually the basis, and the reason, and I've already gone through the whole book and done that. The reason I would do Joyful Gesso or an acrylic paint as a background is it helps the paper, because I can just use it straight. I don't have to add water to it. I have to add water to this. And this is very delicate paper. So by using the acrylic, I'm creating an acrylic layer that I'm actually creating on. I'm not creating on this old paper. And this paper is literally falling apart. There was a big change in the way paper is made between old vintage books where they fox and they discolour over time and get this beautiful discoloration, which I love. But that also meant the paper falls apart. I think it's a cellulose thing. Now the way they make paper removes that. So the paper is much better quality, but it doesn't get this foxing, this decrepit stinkiness, like it's been stained with tea. And to add to that, children's books have always been made with the cheapest paper possible because they're not a discerning consumer. So they've always been on terrible paper. And so I really do not feel bad about creating in these sorts of books because they are literally crumbling. They are falling apart. I'm just grabbing. My mum actually found these for me and she was sending me photos of, she was at a little market and she was like, which one do you want? And I was like, we were looking at the photos and I was like, how much are they? They were $2. I was like, yes, just get them all. Just get them all. So I thought if there's any of you that haven't put in an order for your layer cakes yet, if you decide to order, if you just put girl book, one of you will get one of these, okay? I don't know which one. I think I'll keep this one because it's a bit bigger. And I love the idea of sunshine storybook for girls with this cute little dog and this girl. That's me kissing popcorn. I just have to pop ears like that and that's Poppy. Isn't this cute? Published by Beaver Books. Perfect. So I know some people freak out at using old books. Of course you could photocopy it and you paint on the photocopy, but the paper is not the same. And look, to be honest, these things were pumped out at such a rate. The stories are not that great. Sometimes they're, you know, the modern times have changed. I mean, who are these people? And they don't, why didn't Rex bark? Oh gosh, more people sneaking in the house. Oh, Anne sent him sprawling. Good on you, Anne. I didn't like the look of him either. I didn't like the cut of his jib. Oh, there's a girl painting. Anyway, so I'm keeping that one, but I might be able to pry. I say this and then it's very hard to pry them out. Oh, so cute. Oh. Sometimes the illustrations in them are so fabulous. And sometimes they're not. Oh, Crowns of Britain. That's so cute. Wouldn't that be a cute little background? Or you can create on pages. And this one hasn't got very good binding for, that one's a good one for the glued binding. This one is glued as well. So that's this. No, it'll be okay. You just have to take the pages out. It's still in okay nick. But this one, I don't know. Anyway, one of them, and you can do with it as you might just enjoy it as it is. Aren't they cute? How cute is she? What are those two up to? Oh dear. Dear Double Face. Oh. Oh, it's a mermaid. Why? Oh, that's so cute. Let's paint her. Any excuse to paint a mermaid. Jessica says she's in a junk journal phase with vintage books, little golden books. So fun. Isn't it fun? It's just fun. It's sort of starting off with a promise of just a little bit of nostalgic fun. That's how I feel anyway. So I've got this hot pink, this hot pink. You know what? You know what? Where's the blue? I'm going to go in with this. I don't know who I am anymore, but these types of blue always lie a little bit fallow in my palette, I'll admit it, because I've got turquoises, you know. But I'm kind of getting into it as a background colour. I'm kind of getting into it. So I've got this craziness. This is actually a washi page or something. I think I've drawn over it. I've got paint pens happening. I've got Joyful Gesso. This is washi. And I've got a lot of hot pink here. And this is this super opaque. Now I could do acrylic, but I don't feel like it. This is even nicer. It's even more opaque. Because I'm on acrylic, do you know the other thing? If I don't want this, if I just put enough water on it, I can get rid of it. Now the acrylic's not going to lift up. Oh, I love this rough edge there. What is going to be in this blue ball? I don't know. I'm working intuitively. It will attach a bit differently to the washi tape because the washi tape's got that waxy coating. If I really wanted it to attach, I could put matte medium over the washi tape and then it would stick to the matte medium or the collage medium. This is the clear collage medium. But I don't mind that. It means it's sitting there in behind it. And in this blue ball, I will tell the story of some description. I don't know what yet. This book I've been working on for a few years. And we just go bit by bit. So I think there's matte medium over this because of the way that the paint is sticking to her. I'm just going to go all blue on that side. If I flood it with water, it might stain the acrylic a little bit, but not too much. I'm just going to go in full blown in with Rainbow Cake Blue. The colours have all got cute names, but I can't remember them. My brain doesn't want to remember things today. It just wants to play with colour and go to the beach, which is already done. My brain went to the beach. I went, the rest of my body went as well. We all went. Oh, I like that little slash of red there. Oh, I quite like it. And then we'll just leave that pink. And then maybe I should bring a bit of this blue, like a line here. Or should I leave that bit of yellow? I'll do a little bit of both. And then I've got the blue and the blue and the blue. I'll just let that dry. I might need to come in with a second layer to really make that really blue, blue, blue. Let's just let her dry. I'll just pop a little bit of this here. That should be fine. Now this looks like watercolour on top of the Joyful Jess, so there might be a bit of layer cake involved in here. And I think I started working back on her again. Let's get this one. And we even have empty layer cake palettes so that you can create your own little travel set, or if you wanted to nip out and just take a few colours, you can rearrange them without having to empty a whole one, and it's just a little extra spare case. I might go in with a smaller brush. I might go in with more of a cat's towel. That's in the way. My water is too filthy and dirty. And let's activate this one. So this, see how it's got a little bit of a shiny residue? That's gum arabic just sitting there. Just by massaging it, you're just massaging it back in. Sometimes it can look like a little bit of an oil, especially if you've had a bit of heat. It's better not to do that with art supplies, of course. Have them freezing or too hot. It just means the gum arabic has a bit of excess gum arabics come to the top. It's nothing to get too worried about. So she's quite gold and yellow at the moment. So I'm just going to come over with this colour. I could make a bit more opaque as well. I'm going to leave that yellowish triangle under her eye and over her lip, like as a highlight maybe. Let's see how that looks. And then I might add a little tiny bit of this for a bit of depth, a bit of colour. And you get these nice little layers. Yeah, I'll leave that yellow as a little highlight. Let's see how that goes. And then I'll also come over here and just add this more neutral beige-ish colour. We might even come over her forehead. And tone that. I'll leave a little bit of that pink hiding around the nose. That's okay. And the eyes. And let's get a bit more pinky poo in there. So you see I'm not cleaning my brush out. I don't mind it, this skin tone, the Genoise, this beige colour, softening down the pink for those, for the cheek colour, you know, those pinks. But if I wanted to start fresh, I'd have to either use a new brush or put on a little, or wash the brush. But I quite often just take one colour to the next. I like to use brushes that are a bit big for the job and contaminate the colours. And she's got her hair wafting up, Botticelli-esque-ish. And I think this is watercolour. And maybe a bit of aqua pastel, some sort of crayon. Let's take some of this blue. I'll just put that brush to one side. And I'll take a bit of this blue, but I might, rather than use turquoise, I might go in with one of these blues, this more royal blue that I'm a bit enchanted with at the moment. I'm just going to add a little bit of this colour into her eyes. Her eyes are a bit insipid. They need a bit more jazzercise. Oh, that's better. Who are they? Why are they looking at each other? We've already got all this weird blue as outline. Why not? That's what I should have done there too. Come over that. Yes, when things are with art supplies, with picking out what you're going to use in art, number one is, do I want it to be permanent? After what colour, blah, blah. When you're thinking of actual supply, how am I going to get the colour on the page? Do I want it permanent or water media? Do I want to be able to keep moving it, manipulating it? Or do I want it to one and done, and then I'm going to layer and layer and layer? That's, you know, permanent or water. Do I want it layerable? Is part of that permanency query. And do I want to build it up, or do I want it to sit and that's that? And that helps decide which art supply you're going to use. What's nice about layer cake is it kind of straddles that divide, because it layers and it is a water media. That's not to say if I come back over and add water and da-da-da-da-da to this, it won't move. Of course it will move. It'll resist for as long as it can, but it's not Wonder Woman. It is just gum arabic that's holding it to the page. It's just, you know, a paint. quite like her. I could add a bit more skin tone to make her stand out from the background, or I could add something to the background so she's not so translucent. So let's talk about it. If I go white, well, the thing with layer cake is I can play around a little bit and decide what it is. So I can pop this down, and this is what I mean. If I add water to it, because it's got an acrylic background, I can remove it. If I've got a bit of a baby wipe, I can really take it right off, but I actually want to put this on because then I can see the print through her rather than adding skin tone, whatever that may be, light, dark, neutral, greenish, yellowish, whatever. So really she has no colour. And I'm just letting her stand out a little bit, but I can still see my paper in the background. Oh, I quite like that. Okay. Well, I'm going to sit there with that as that for now. I might add a little bit more highlight on her face. Pop a little on the shoulder there. And I might juice it because she's got a little bit of black on the eyes there. Let's juice that up a little bit. So I've got a black paint pen. Of course, I want to put my hand straight in it. I'm just going to try and keep it subtle. I'm just dragging my brush a little bit. Just give her a little bit of lashes. Just a little bit of lashes, that's it. And I'm going to reinstate the whites of her eyes because they've gone a bit pink. So, it's not always a great look. Oh, look, we can paint on the back of her hand. Oh, I've got blue in there now. I've got a bit of unevenness happening there, but we'll just... let things happen. Fall as they may. Kay's asking which ones are not going to be seen again of the layer cakes. Food truck is officially gone, although we've got a couple that we will be putting in the mystery packs. The lustrous eclairs, they're all limited edition, really. The neutral lollies, the sushi roll, we're very low in stock of, but I probably will do more of them. But I can't guarantee that because I'm always working on new things. So treat them all a little bit as limited edition, just as these are, because I can do whatever I want whenever I want. That means I make decisions in a non-corporate way. So sometimes things, yeah, I'm just changing things around all the time. So the answer to the question is really, which are the ones? They're all a bit, but sushi roll, just I would say your favourite ones. The icing on the layer cake, that would be a limited edition. They all are probably, because when I go to do them again, I'll do something else. I'll do something else probably, because they are, yeah, eventually I'll just do something else. Because I just sort of get the feeling like everyone on the planet must have one, surely. Now, I don't have any more Trust the Mess sheets right next to me. No, I don't. So I'm going to use the stencil. Oh, in fact, let's use the stencil. Let's put a bit of, because layer cake for stencils is fantastic. So I might put a bit of a Botticelli through here. And I find the best brush, let's do white. Shall we do white? Oh, why not? And where is my, this has got a bit of blue in it. The Skinny Minis you really got to wash quite well because they really, the way they work, they're just very absorbent. So changing between, if I really want a whole different colour, see how there's still a bit of blue from whatever I did before. I've got quite the little painting happening on here. So I'm just going to massage a little bit of that. I don't want to be too aggressive. Get a bit, and I really want it as creamy as possible. Like if you're going to stencil with a paint, yeah, with an acrylic. So just make sure I'm not too juicy because water will get under the stencil. So I might move her to the side a little. Should I move her here? So the great thing about stencils is you can audition them a little. Or should I go with this one? These are, of course, the new, I might go in with her actually. These are new stencils. So I do want it quite creamy. Do I want white? No, I might have her here. She's sort of giving me constellation vibes. And I'm sort of patting the paint. Don't want it to go under the stencil. So I want that nice little Goldilocks, so it's easy to go on the paint. It's activated enough, but it's not so wet that it goes sneaking off on its own adventure. Of course, I could change colour. I'm just going to pop her in as a little mystical constellation. Oh, well, okay, so I had it a bit too wet. So I can either just live with her like that, being a little bit misty. Oh, she looks a bit rounded, doesn't she? This is acrylic under here. So I'm going to just add water all over. Isn't that cool? And just make it disappear. Now that is because it's on acrylic. Now because I've just done that and I've rubbed it and all that, I should really give it a minute to dry, but I'm an idiot, so I won't do that. But I will just clean off my stencil on that underside. Oh, I love it when I get a second chance to do something. Now, the trick will be, oh, hello. The trick will be, oh, that's a bit of blue tack, I think. Or is it chewing gum? Oh my God, ew. Let's get this a bit creamier. We don't want it too juicy. And we want to pat it on. Let's give it another crack. Might get another colour in there too. What would suit? Pink, always. No, I haven't got it juicy enough, creamy enough. I've got too much water in my brush. I haven't got any paper towels, and my thing here is as juicy as heck. Gus, could you get me some paper towel? It's going to make the dogs bark, sorry. I need some paper towel. So I think it was too juicy up there, but it's going to be good down here. No, I could still do better. Yeah, it's okay. It's a little background. Thanks. Just give me the whole thing. Thanks. Oh, because it's still wet. I don't know if I put my little things on there, I'll get a bit of a texture in there. I do want her to become a constellation. Why? I don't know. I just do. So I'm going to get, now I want it watery. And a bit of pink in there too. Pink constellation. Let's just get some stars happening. Little Venus in the heavens. There's a little Milky Way happening here. Okay, I'm going to pop that aside, let that dry. Oh, this is still drying. Look at that, I can feel it, yes. Look at these colours. But let's do this. So what I could do with this is add, once it's all dry of course, add a bit of fixative to it now, or I can wait until a bit later. Because a spray fixative just helps everything stay in place. But isn't this going to be cute? Wow. And with this little method of making the book, if you want to change things around, make that the cover, you just rejigify and make that the cover or whatever you want to do. So, oh, so that could be like an amazing cover. Anyway, because it's still wet, I don't want to push it beyond its boundaries. But I sort of had it like, I think that, should we have that as the cover? If that's the cover, I'll put that away. Oh no, let it dry, Jane, let it dry. But it is dry enough for us to, we could do a bit of paint pens. That's the top of the page on this side, and that's the top of the page on that side. So these are another opaque, pretty opaque art supply. It's not going to stay very opaque when the paint is a bit wet. Also, it's coming off a little bit on there. But still pretty good, pretty good. So these are the Brush with Fame paint pens. So I don't have to shake them up. So I'm just adding a little bit of extras, and I just love the little teardrop shape that the nib has. But I can add in whatever little shapes and patterns I like. Make some little contrasty bits here and there. So that when I go to use this as a background, it's going to be quite magical. Might just leave it as a little colourful creature. Oh my gosh, pink and yellow, I love it. That is a happiness combination for me. How nice to have a happiness combination that I can rely on. That I know if I pop it somewhere, it just makes, it's high dopamine colour. Exactly what I have on my, well, I used to, I don't know if I still do. I change it around from time to time. Just adds a little bit of extra juice. See, this edge here needs juiciness. It's a bit boring, isn't it? But see, that could be quite good, you know, when we go to create later. Oh, I've got to be careful. I can feel the paper is like, lady, back off. I'm still drying. Don't harass people when the hair is wet. That should be a law that we are all attuned to. You know, I'm sort of exhausted after I've washed my hair. You know, I've got to walk around with a towel on my head and just chill out. So I understand you, paper. That's all I'm trying to say. Oh, that's all I'm trying to say. adding a little bit of extra craziness to what may not be, but may be my Arttober background. And it's just so wild, and it's already happening. Arttober is already arting. I'm not even in Arttober, I'm in September. So I hope you guys decide that you're going to come along and do Arttober. You can check out the workshops that I've got coming up. They're just going to be fantastic. We've got secret new art supplies that no one else will see, that you will be using. And we're just going to have a lot of fun. And I've timed the dates so that you can also come along to live drawing, a separate event. I don't run it. It's just you can come along and try it if you want to. You don't have to. And but it's there for you to give it a go. I love it. So we've got Arttober prompts. We've got workshops coming up. The last one's for the year. And the layer cake mystery bundles, where you can load up a little bit. If you've never tried them, give them a go. You can, you know, get a little bit of a refill. Or there might be palettes that you missed out on that you may get in the mystery bundle. Now, because of the mystery bundle, we can't take requests for things. Otherwise, that takes away the whole thing of the mystery, the fun of the mystery. But yes, fun, huh? Okay, now let me have a little look at questions. Oh, Penny saying, imagine if the paper could actually talk. Well, I converse with it. It just has a silent language that it expresses with pilling. Pilling and warping. Warping's easy. It always crunches back down. But pilling, it just, you know, the paper is telling you, excuse me, hello, I'm not Wonder Woman, I am just a piece of paper. Yes. Look at that. Anyone that's just tuned in would be thinking they're in a psychedelic dream of craziness. So yes, I will use a spray matte fixative. I don't have any here. I don't keep it in the house just to make sure I don't use it. One, because you need to use it in a ventilated spray, so you're breathing in varnish, and that's not good for you. Because what it is you're spraying glue, a specialised type of glue down when you're using matte fixative, which you should use on pencil, watercolour. When everything's finished, it adds a protective layer. But a matte fixative, when you buy a matte varnish, spray varnish or matte fixative, that can be called either thing, they're the same thing. It's putting down that little, it's gluing essentially the pigments to the page. So pastels, watercolour, layer cake, gouache, most things will benefit from that. It's at what point did you want to do that? Especially if you're in a journal where you've got pages rubbing on each other. The spray fixative just helps freeze layers. Sometimes people work with it in layers, so you do a bit, you might do the spray varnish. Just remember that if you've used a spray varnish, you're now creating on the varnish. You're not creating on the layer cake or whatever it is. So it might have a different finish, or the watercolour or whatever. So when you go to put other things on it, it might behave a little bit differently, but that's all part of being an artist and, you know, having fun with the things. Oh, it's going to be so fun to look at each little one, because they've got different personalities. And then how am I going to create art on that? I don't know. I might keep my lines really simple, like the flyer that I did for the, you know, keep them like little simple drawings for the Sasquatch and the inked puss and the sculptress. So I've tried to do them so they're arty and spooky, because it is the spooky season. Okay. Yes, hex marks the spot. We had fun. Pirates of the Seven Seas. See, we had fun. We had a little bit of fun. So yes, thank you for joining me. And I have just so much fun doing all of my things. Oh, Carusa, that's just a bit off topic, darling. The advice I have for not feeling anxious and agitated is you just have to not pay attention to what other people say. You can't feel other people's feelings for them, and just concentrate on your own life, really. I don't know what's going on outside, but I'm going to go because the dog's going to drown me out. Have a great day, everyone. Bye. Go and check out the fabulous art supplies. Yeah, Joyful Gesso on canvas, completely. It's the best gesso that there is. It is the best. Bye.